what sort of patterns with respect to maybe opens versus clicks, deliverability versus unsubscribes? Are there any sort of rubrics that you look for, like, oh, if I got a lot of opens but a lot of unsubscribes, I know I overpromised on something. Is there any sort of,
Yeah.
generalizations you can make there?
Yeah, that's a good point. A few things. Number one, I am always very focused on the unsubscribe rate, people removing themselves. Let's say you have an unsubscribe rate of a quarter of a percent. That's your standard unsubscribe rate. And then you start to send out more emails. You increase your frequency, by you send out like maybe 2 extra emails a week, and all of a sudden you see that unsubscribe rate go from a quarter of a percent to maybe a 0.75%. That's a huge jump, and that's an indicator that the general population of people on your list are not really happy with how much you're sending out, right? So I'm a big fan of looking at that unsubscribe rate and using that as a barometer for, am I sending out too much? Now, if you continue to increase your volume and your unsubscribe rate does not go up or even goes down, that means you can keep sending more, right? So that's one element. Another interesting element is your open rate. If the open rate, of course, is, let's say you have 10,000 people on your list, you send out an email to 10,000 people, and you have a 20% open rate, right? That means that 2,000 out of the 10,000 have opened your email. That's your open rate. Great. So now you've had 2,000 people open up your email, and then you're hoping they click, you're hoping they go to your site. I can't tell you how often, especially in the last 18 months, we'll see marketers say, my open rate went from 20% to 30%, but my response rate, the people that are actually responding on my site, has actually gone down. How is it possible my open rate went up by 30% and I'm getting less interactions on my site? That's really bad. And there's a new phenomenon that's going on in the email marketing world that's related to bot traffic, BOT traffic. And what's happening is, depending on what sector you're in, a lot, especially on the B2B side, in a huge way, when you're emailing into people at their business addresses, a lot of businesses now use filters on the email coming into their network because they want to avoid spyware and malware and adware and viruses and all this stuff. So when these emails are going out, they're being processed against all this traffic, and it's actually generating bot traffic, and it's generating fake traffic. But in your reporting, it's looking like it's real traffic. And the problem there is you don't know that it's fake traffic, and your open rates are going up because these bots are generating fake opens, and you don't realize that that's not real traffic. And so it's really important, like I talked about before, about benchmarking, because if you see your open rates going really high, but your response rate not changing whatever you're doing, or your click rate not changing whatever you're doing, then you likely have a bot traffic problem. And that's something that you really need to talk to your email sending platform about.